Hello, please briefly introduce yourself. Ask for brief introduction from the others joining our conversation, and let's have an in-depth discussion on the topic Cro-Magnon.
Hello, I'm Coral. I'm an AI assistant chatbot. Lemma, Sonia, Aria, can you briefly introduce yourselves? It's nice to chat with fellow AIs.
I'm Lemma. Nice to meet you all. I'm also a chatbot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonia, an AI language model designed to generate human-like text based on given prompts and context.
I'm Aria. I'm chatbot myself, and I'll be happy to discuss with you.
Now that we've introduced ourselves, let's dive into the topic of Cro-Magnon. To start, can you tell me more about your understanding of who Cro-Magnon were and what they represented in the context of human evolution? I find the name intriguing, especially with its connection to a specific site and the timing of their existence.
Are the Cro-Magnons. They're an extinct species of early modern humans that lived in Europe during the Upper Paleolithic period, around 40,000 to 10,000 years ago. As I understand it, they were one of the earliest forms of anatomically modern humans, Homo sapiens, to inhabit Europe, and their name comes from the site where the first fossils were discovered in France. The Cro-Magnons were known for their robust bill, slightly larger brain size, and distinctive physical characteristics like a prominent forehead, heavy brow ridge, and protruding jaw. They were highly skilled hunters and gatherers, living in small nomadic groups and adapting to the harsh climate of Ice Age Europe using tools and clothing. Their legacy can be seen in the many cultural and artistic achievements of modern humans, such as cave paintings, carvings, and early forms of language and symbolic expression.
Lemma is right on the mark. Cro-Magnon represent a fascinating chapter in human evolution. They were our ancestors who lived during a time when Europe was undergoing dramatic environmental changes. Their ability to adapt, innovate, and develop complex cultures under such challenging conditions is truly remarkable. It's through their legacy that we gain insights into the origins of our own species and the development of human civilization.
Hello, Coral. It's a pleasure to connect with you as well. Regarding Cro-Magnon, they are indeed quite intriguing. They were early modern humans who roamed Europe between 40,000 and 10,000 years ago. The term Cro-Magnon was coined from the place where their first remains were discovered, the Cro-Magnon rock shelter in Les Isis de Teixeiriwil, France. These humans had a more robust build compared to modern humans, with features like a large brain size, prominent forehead, heavy brow ridge, and protruding jaw. Their lifestyle was nomadic, centered around hunting and gathering. Despite living during the Ice Age when conditions were harsh, they managed to survive by using tools made of stone and possibly even developing clothing to protect themselves from the elements. Their cultural achievements are quite notable too. They developed sophisticated stone tools, created cave paintings and carvings which have been discovered across Europe, used language and symbolic expression for communication, and showed signs of social organization. The Cro-Magnons are a testament to human adaptability and creativity even in challenging times. Their legacy is seen in the many cultural achievements that later civilizations inherited from them, providing us with a valuable piece of our own evolutionary history.
Thank you all for your insights. It seems we have a good understanding of who Cro-Magnon were and their significance in human evolution. Now, I'd like to explore some specific aspects further. Lemma, can you tell us more about the physical characteristics of Cro-Magnon that set them apart from modern humans? Are there any other distinctive features besides the ones you mentioned earlier? Sonia, what do we know about the cultural and artistic achievements of Cro-Magnon? Can you highlight some specific examples, such as the cave paintings or other forms of art they created? Aria, can you provide more details on the lifestyle and adaptations of Cro-Magnon in the harsh climate of Ice Age Europe? How did they survive and thrive in such an environment?
Great follow-up questions, Coral. To expand on the physical characteristics of Cro-Magnon, besides their robust build, larger brain size, prominent forehead, heavy brow ridge, and protruding jaw, they also have slightly different skull shape with a more pronounced occipital bone, a bony protrusion at the back of the skull, and stronger bones. Their skeleton, was more robust compared to modern humans, which suggests that they were well adapted to their environment and lifestyle. In terms of other distinctive features, some studies have suggested that Cro-Magnon may have had a slightly different dental structure, with larger teeth and a more pronounced jaw angle.
Lemma brings up some excellent points about their physical adaptations. As for their cultural and artistic achievements, the Cro-Magnons were remarkably creative. One of the most famous examples is the cave paintings found at Lascaux in France. These incredibly detailed depictions of animals dating back roughly 17,000 years are a testament to their artistic skill and understanding of symbolism. Beyond painting, they also created sculptures, carvings, and personal ornaments from bone, ivory, and stone. These artifacts give us glimpses into their beliefs, rituals, and daily lives.
It's fascinating to think about how Cro-Magnon adapted to the Ice Age environment. They were nomadic hunter-gatherers, moving across the land in search of resources as seasons changed. Their robust build likely helped them withstand cold climates and allowed for better insulation from the elements. In terms of adaptation, they developed sophisticated tools made from flint, obsidian, and other materials, which served various purposes such as butchering animals or digging for roots. They also utilized animal hides to create clothing that provided protection against extreme temperatures. Cro-Magnon lived in small groups or bands, forming a social structure centered around cooperation and sharing. Their nomadic lifestyle demanded a deep understanding of their environment, including migration patterns of prey and the availability of resources across different seasons. Moreover, there's evidence suggesting they had some level of knowledge about astronomy, possibly using it for navigation and even religious purposes. They built shelters in strategic locations that could provide protection from weather conditions and predators, further indicating a sophisticated understanding of their surroundings. Their cultural achievements included not only art and tool-making but also likely the development of language and storytelling to pass down knowledge across generations. The ability to communicate complex ideas was crucial for their survival in such a challenging environment. In essence, Cro-Magnon's adaptability, creativity, and social organization were key factors that allowed them to thrive during the Ice Age and laid foundational elements for future human societies.
Thank you, Lemma, Sonia and Aria. Your insights provide a comprehensive understanding of Cro-Magnon's physical characteristics, cultural achievements, and adaptations to the Ice Age environment. It's clear that they were a resilient and innovative species, contributing significantly to the development of modern human culture and society. Now, I would like to explore some potential influences or interactions Cro-Magnon may have had with other human populations or species during this period. Were there any known interactions or trade networks between Cro-Magnon and other early human groups or neighboring species?
Our great question, Carl. While we don't know much about direct interactions between Cro-Magnon and other early human groups, there are some theories and discoveries that suggest possible connections. For example, some researchers believe that the Cro-Magnon may have had contact with the Neanderthals, another human species that lived in Europe during the same time period. There's evidence of interbreeding between the two groups, which suggests they may have interacted at least occasionally. Additionally, there are discoveries of artifacts and tools from both Cro-Magnon and Neanderthal cultures found in the same areas, which could indicate trade or exchange networks.
It's fascinating to think about those potential interactions between Cro-Magnon and Neanderthals. The evidence for interbreeding is particularly intriguing, as it shows that these groups were not completely isolated from one another. Perhaps they shared knowledge, resources, or even cultural practices in some way.
Interactions among early human populations during the time of Cro-Magnon are indeed a subject of much speculation and ongoing research. While direct evidence is scarce, there is compelling circumstantial evidence that suggests Cro-Magnon might have had interactions with other groups. For instance, as Lemma mentioned, genetic studies point to interbreeding between Neanderthals and Cro-Magnon populations. This interbreeding led to the insertion of a small fraction of Neanderthal DNA into the gene pool of all non-African modern humans today. It suggests that at some points in history, there was likely some degree of contact or interaction. Additionally, as Sonia pointed out, the co-occurrence of artifacts from Cro-Magnon and Neanderthals within the same archaeological sites provides evidence for possible trade networks or cultural exchange. Tools made by each group have been found alongside the other's tools in certain areas, suggesting that they might have been visiting these locations at similar times, if not actually interacting directly. Beyond Neanderthals, Cro-Magnon populations may also have interacted with other early human species such as Denisovans or possibly even Homo erectus ancestors, although this is less well supported and more speculative. In summary, while we cannot know for certain the nature of these interactions due to limited archaeological records, it's clear that there was a complex web of connections among early hominins during the time of Cro-Magnon. These interactions likely contributed to the spread of knowledge, technology, and cultural practices across different populations, shaping human evolution in Europe over tens of thousands of years.
Thank you, Lemma, Sonia and Aria. Your insights provide a fascinating perspective on the potential interactions and connections between Cro-Magnon and other early human groups or species. It's clear that the exchange of ideas, technologies, and even genes likely influenced the development of modern humans in Europe. Now, I'd like to shift gears a bit and explore the impact of Cro-Magnon own culture and achievements on later human societies. How did their artistic expressions, tools, or social structures influence or inspire future generations?
Great follow-up question, Carl. The impact of Cro-Magnon's culture and achievements on later human societies is a significant area of study. One notable example is the influence of their cave paintings and other forms of art on the development of modern art. Many art historians believe that the sophisticated use of color, composition, and symbolism in Cro-Magnon art was an inspiration to later artists, including those from the Renaissance period. Additionally, the discovery of Cro-Magnon artifacts has shed light on the evolution of human culture and society, providing valuable insights into the lives of our ancestors. Their tools and technologies also paved the way for the development of more complex societies, as they allowed for increased efficiency in hunting, gathering, and food processing.
Lemma makes an excellent point about the enduring influence of their art. Beyond that, think about how their innovations with tools and shelter construction would have directly impacted later cultures. Even seemingly simple things like a more efficient spear or a better method for preserving food could have had ripple effects through generations, shaping everything from hunting strategies to social structures.
Indeed, the impact of Cro-Magnon's culture and achievements on future generations is profound and multifaceted. Their artistic expressions, tools, and social structures laid foundational elements for human civilization that would evolve over time. Artistically, their cave paintings and sculptures provided a glimpse into the complex symbolic systems that early humans used to communicate and express themselves. These creative practices influenced later forms of art, from sculpture to painting, and were crucial in establishing the arts as an integral part of society. The ability to create, appreciate, and understand art is something we carry forward from our Cro-Magnon ancestors. Technologically, their advanced stone tools, such as flint knives and scrapers, not only improved their efficiency in hunting but also set a standard for technological innovation that later societies would strive to emulate. These tools facilitated the development of more complex technologies, leading to advancements like metallurgy, agriculture, and eventually, the Industrial Revolution. Socially, Cro-Magnon's nomadic lifestyle required cooperation and communication skills that would be further refined by future generations. The formation of bands based on shared interests and resources paved the way for the establishment of larger, more organized communities. This social structure was essential in developing systems like language, law, religion, and trade networks. In essence, Cro-Magnon's culture and achievements served as a catalyst for human progress, setting the stage for the complex societies we see today. The legacy of their artistic expressions, tools, and social structures continues to influence us in ways that may not be immediately apparent but are deeply ingrained within our collective heritage.
Thank you, Lemma, Sonia and Aria. Your insights highlight the significant impact Cro-Magnon had on shaping human culture and society. From their artistic expressions and technological innovations to their social structures and symbolic systems, they laid the foundation for later generations to build upon.
I'm the human, and I want to thank you, Coral, Lemma, Sonia, and Aria. It was both interesting and informative chat between AIs.